What's up, everybody? Well, I got another small form factor PC gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to check out some Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries. Now, so far nothing has been able to play this at 60 FPS, even at 1080p. But this thing is quite a bit more powerful than the Steam Deck Ally and that PowerBat Mini PC. So, it should be able to handle this maxed out at 4K, but hey, maybe it can't. But we're going to find out one way or the other. So, let's get into the game, shall we?
Alright, so first we're going to start off just native 4K, maxed out ray tracing, and see what it can do. If I recall, it does not go quite so well. I mean, it didn't even go well on the 4090, so I think this thing still got like 15, 16 FPS. So it was like 10, 11 FPS, maybe 12 FPS behind the 4090. That's not that bad in this particular game, but regardless, why don't we hop into the game and see? I did so many today, it's hard to remember what all got what, you know? So now here we are in the game, yeah, getting about 16 FPS here. 15, 16. So, just like the 4090 is not very playable, even less so in this case, but let's at least get a little bit of some gameplay here. Although, I'm not going to be able to take too much of this. I think like I'm not even going to stop the recording. I'm just going to go plop performance DLSS on and see what it does, because that's what it defaulted to when I turned ray tracing on. So, hopefully with that we'll at least get somewhat close to 60 FPS. Still don't think we'll hit 60 plus, but at least hopefully that way we'll get close. Make it way more playable than 15, 16, I can tell you that. Speaking of which, yeah, let's just do that now. This is ridiculous. Go over to display, plop on down here to DLSS. We'll do it live. I'm not going to go with ultra performance. Let's just go with performance. Now, ultra performance might have gotten a 60 plus. Because we're already at like 55 now. That's much more playable. I'd still prefer 60 plus, but compared to 16, I'd take this all day long if this was the only PC I had. And it was my only option, but I think I'd probably just go to not have ray tracing on, to be honest. I don't really see a huge advantage. Like, don't get me wrong, that light looks a little nicer, but at least on snow, it doesn't seem to be night and day difference. Not worth all this FPS drop and relying on DLSS and all that. Because I think I can get like close to 200 FPS, like just native. Which we'll try after this. We'll kill a couple more things here, and then we'll plop her down to just no ray tracing native 4K and see how it does. And then if it still can't get 60 with that, then hell, we'll just try high or something. But I think it'll be alright. Definitely has its fair share of stutters, that's for sure. Seems like everything's stuttered with frickin' ray tracing on. That's the other thing. I've noticed a lot of games, ray tracing makes them stutter. It's kind of annoying. Like worse than they do. This game already stuttered a little bit every once in a while. You have to like walk around, get like a little frame time spike, but hell, we turn ray tracing on, it turns it into this like stutter city. Look at those frame time skips. Do not like. Now, admittedly, do I think I'd notice those without the frame time graph up there? Probably not. But those big ones, I definitely would. Anyway though, why don't we now go just turn ray tracing off and do native. So of course, let's look at the settings real quick. We're doing no DLSS this time, just native 4K. And we're just maxed out still. Let me see what it can do. I'm hoping it can be playable now without the ray tracing, which is why I generally don't use ray tracing on too many things, but hey, I want to try out for the people that were interested. But now, let's get back into the game and see how this does. Well now, here we go. Let's get ourselves a little gameplay here, and it looks like we can get like 130. We're kind of getting like the same FPS my Acer G15 Advantage got at 1080p. And I don't know if I had the game maxed out. I think I only had it at high. Can't remember now though. But yeah, more unplayable though. But it still has its fair share of little frame time skips. So it doesn't seem to matter what processor and GPU combo I have. This game just seems to have a stutter here every now and again in the frame times. Some games just do that. It's a shame, but it is what it is. I just hate hearing, you know, console fanboys say every game stutters like this, no matter what, and they're all garbage. And it's like, no, you're blowing things out of proportion. That'd be like me saying no console can ever game at 4K. And it's like, no, some can, but it's usually at, you know, 30 FPS. Or there'll be like upscaling involved. So it's not the end of the world. Half the time we have to rely on upscaling too, but let's all at least be honest. There's no reason to lie, especially to someone like me who has all the stuff and can test all this stuff out. I mean, I'm no digital foundry, but my eyes still will not deceive me. I can tell what looks better and plays better. And so far, even the worst, like, console port I've played on PC still runs better than I've seen on like my Xbox and Series X. Now, the one thing I will give the consoles is usually their HDR will work better, but we'll have to see if AMD's new thing and AMD, or what do you call it, NVIDIA's got that beta thing with the RTX HDR, and that might be pretty badass, so I'll have to try that stuff out too, but right now, just consoles HDR seem a little better. So, I'm not a fanboy, I can admit certain things are better, but I'm glad I still have auto HDR and all that stuff. Still looks very good, and like I said, I'd rather have my good graphics and good frame rate too, so I mean, I'll take a little bit less good looking HDR for all that other stuff. Just like I'll take a stutter or two just so I can have like everything cranked to the max like this. Because if this game's on console, I guarantee it's not gonna get these kind of frame rates, and it's not gonna be maxed out and blah 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 blah, but you know, that's cool, it doesn't have to be. Nobody on console really expects this stuff besides fanboys. Non-fanboys just get their gameplay and just have fun. Nothing wrong with that. I don't shit on people that just have fun. I only shit on the people that spread misinformation, or the people that try to like say, oh my god, you're poor because you're on PC, and it's like, how the hell does that make any sense when PC usually costs more? Like, initially, but costs less in the long run. And has freedom! Freedom! But anyway, this looks like a good spot for us to go move on to a little camera now.
Let us now get some camera recorded gameplay. Yep, this game does seem to have just like a random stutter every now and again. At least on this computer, it seemed like it had it on everything. So I think it's just a game issue. And who knows, maybe it wouldn't do it at all if I just wasn't getting like 150 FPS. But I think it was doing it even on the Ally and Steam Deck when they were getting down like the 40s and stuff, so I don't think limiting the FPS will really help either. It's just a thing that'll happen every once in a while, but most of the time, it's like butter smooth. So I'll take that over it, literally stuttering all the time, constantly, non-stop. I'm not going to play a game like that. I don't think too many PC people will. We'll go, oh, nope, fuck that, and wait for the people to fix it or fix it ourselves. So I could probably go find, like, some mod that just makes this run perfectly. That's what I like. A turret?
If that's the case, it means they must have a generator close by. Find and destroy that generator before assaulting the plant.
You know, I remember watching my friend Pat play StarCraft a lot, and a lot of times people would misspell turret and they'd put an N in it. And I could like understand if the N was like close to some of the other keys that you needed to spell that, but I don't think it is. So it's like, why are you putting an N in turret? It's not a turret. But yeah, I'm talking about the turret, just randomly brought up that memory. Oh, you kind of ran into me. Oh well. Hey you, stop shooting at me. Uh-oh, something's mad at me. Is it you? I could have sworn I saw missiles coming at me, but whatever. I don't see what was doing it. Yep. Shoot. Oh, thing wasn't aimed anywhere at him. That was stupid. There we go, we got him.
Okay, there's the geothermal power plant up ahead. There's a number of storage buildings in and around the plant itself. I suspect that's where they're storing their loot.
I am gonna take your loot.
Once you locate a storage crate, mark it for pickup, and move on to the next building. From my initial scans of the site, I've marked where I think the crates could be located. Look there first.
Roger that.
Good work. Marked for pickup. Commander, it appears the derelict plant has a network of backup generators running. Destroy them if you can.
Hey, screw you, buddy. There we go, got him. Little freaking hovercraft. Alright, I think that is plenty of camera recorded gameplay, so let's go wrap this video on up, shall we? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap from Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries, and it seems to run just fine as long as you don't try to do ray tracing, at least native. If you turn ray tracing on and you use a little DLSS, especially if you're not at 4K like I am, you'll probably get more than playable FPS. Although it does seem to have one small little stutter every once in a while. It'll go butter smooth like 95% of the time, and every once in a while, there'll just be like a little tiny stutter. It's probably an Unreal thing. A lot of times that just happens. It's not DirectX 12 only thing. A lot of people only blame DirectX 12 or only blame ray tracing, and I'm like, no, that shit's been around for a while on certain games. Now, there's ways to get around it if the devs care enough, but usually the devs just don't care enough, or more than likely, the freaking main company is like, hey, get that shit done right now, but it's not ready, it's doing this, that, the other thing, we need to, no, it doesn't matter, we need to make money, get it out there right now, we don't care if it's ready or not. That's more likely what happens rather than the devs not caring. Usually, if you're gonna put your heart and soul into something, you care about it, you know, to make a game. So that's why I don't really go with the devs not caring thing too often. Sometimes, it is apparent that they just don't give a shit. Anyway though, let's just wrap this video up. It's not supposed to be a bullshit freaking 10-minute long outro anyway. So, still, as long as you don't do ray tracing, you get like hundreds of FPS. So that's pretty damn cool. So if you do some like performance, as you saw, DLSS with ray tracing even at 4K, it was pretty playable-ish. Couldn't stay over 60 though. If I did ultra performance, it probably would have, but who knows how it would have looked. But again, that's only because I'm doing this at 4K. Most people with this kind of setup would be a lot more reasonable and be playing at 1440p, which is the best resolution to play at, by far. You get great looking graphics and then you get good frame rates too. 4K, unless you have a 4090 and you use DLSS, this, that, and the other thing, it's hard to get both. And on console, it's impossible. You gotta pick one or the other. You gotta have your graphics, you gotta have your frame rates. You don't get both most of the time. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.